Imagine you are a 15th century explorer who has been at sea for weeks. The charts say there is nothing in front of you but endless, brutal ocean, but then the fog lifts. Right there, where nothing should exist, is land that looks inhabited and beautiful. It is an island that promises untold riches and eternal youth. You mark it on your map, you sail toward it with all speed, and then, just as your hull is about to hit the sand, it is gone, vanished into thin air. This isn't a fairy tale. For nearly 500 years, seasoned sea captains, mapmakers, and explorers swore this place was real. They called it Hy-Brasil, the island that appears only once every 7 years. Welcome to Hidden Saga. Today, we are setting sail for the greatest disappearing act in history. If I told you there was an invisible island off the coast of Ireland, you would probably call me crazy. But what if I showed you the proof? Look at this map from the year 1325. Right there off the west coast of Ireland, labeled Brazil. Look at this one from 1436, and you will see it is still there. In fact, this phantom island appeared on legitimate nautical charts used by real sailors for centuries. It wasn't a rumor whispered in a tavern. It was a geographical fact, accepted by the smartest people of the era. The legends surrounding Hy-Brasil described it as an earthly paradise, where streets were paved with gold and inhabitants were immortal. But there was a catch, a massive, frustrating catch. The island was said to be shrouded in a dense, impenetrable mist, undetectable to the human eye, except for one single day every 7 years. Only on that day would the veil lift, allowing outsiders a glimpse of paradise. Think about that. You could spend your entire life sailing right past it and never know it was there. Of course, the promise of gold and immortality meant people tried to find it. In 1497, the famous explorer John Nisbet reportedly launched an expedition just to find Hy-Brasil, but he failed. But the most insane story, the one that really cemented the legend, comes from 1674. A Scottish captain named John Nisbet claimed that while sailing from France to Ireland, a thick fog suddenly engulfed his ship. When it cleared, they were anchored right next to an unknown island. Nisbet and his crew took a rowboat ashore, and they didn't just find land, they found an occupied castle. They claimed they were met by an ancient wise magician who gave them gold and silver. And bizarrely, Nisbet reported that the island was inhabited by massive black rabbits. Now, stop and think for a second. A respected sea captain, in an era where accuracy meant life or death, files an official report about magician-inhabited islands and giant bunnies. Was Nisbet lying for attention, or did he actually step foot on something that isn't supposed to exist? Before we get into how this island vanished, I want to hear from the Hidden Saga community. If you stumbled upon a magical island that was about to disappear for another 7 years, and you only had 1 hour on shore, what is the one thing you would try to bring back as proof? A piece of technology, a golden rock, or maybe one of those giant rabbits? Let me know down in the comments, and I will be replying to the best theories. Despite the stories, by the mid-1800s, Hy-Brasil began to fade, not just from view, but from the maps. As navigation technology improved, captains realized there was simply nothing there, and in 1865, it was officially removed from nautical charts. So, what happened, and how do we explain 500 years of sightings? Some geologists believe Hy-Brasil was real, but it sunk. About 120 miles off the Irish coast, there is a massive underwater ridge called the Porcupine Bank. During the last ice age, this could have been a substantial island that was eventually drowned by rising seas. Science offers another explanation, a superior mirage. When layers of cold and warm air collide over the ocean, they can bend light, creating complex, towering images of landmasses where none exist. Sailors desperate for land might have seen these mirages and believed they found paradise. Or do we believe the legends that it was a pocket dimension or an outpost of an advanced civilization that decided to close its doors? Today, if you sail to the coordinates where Hy-Brasil was supposed to be, you will find only open ocean. But the legend refuses to die, reminding us that even on our thoroughly mapped planet, there are still corners where mystery manages to hide in the mist. Maybe Hy-Brasil is gone forever, or maybe we just have to wait for the right year when the 7-year cycle comes around again. If you enjoyed this dive into the unknown, please smash that like button, as it really helps these lost stories get found by the algorithm. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Hidden Saga and ring the bell, because we drop new mysteries every week. Until next time, keep searching.